What's up guys, Dominic here from Point Fitness, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can improve your bench press. If you haven't seen our first video on how to bench press, I'll put the link in the description below. So let's face it, bench press. If you ever stepped into a gym, you ever went with your buddies, someone's going to ask you, hey bro, how much you bench? Can you hit that 225 for reps? I've been asked it, I still get asked this question. It's just how it is, unfortunately. But when we're talking about the chest, I'm going to show you exercises and you'll be shocked because none of it requires the chest muscle. In order for us to have a strong chest, we have to have a stronger back. The example that we love to use here is that you cannot shoot a cannon out of a canoe, right? So right now that cannon is that weight on the chest coming all the way down, and the canoe is your back. So if you don't have a strong back, now your shoulders are very stiff and you don't have any mobility in them, your shoulders are going to take the grunt and the load, and unfortunately that's where most of the shoulder problems happen, is when we're benching. So first things first guys, you want to make sure that your shoulders are nice and loose whenever you're benching, because if they're tight, we're going to have some issues. So if you have tight pecs or weak pecs on top of that too, you might have this round the shoulder going. And if you have this and you're trying to bench, when I come down, this guys is internal rotation, and that's going to cause huge problems to the rotator cuff, the labrum, especially if you're overhead athlete like me. My right shoulder's always had issues because of sports and everything. So here's the first thing I would like for you guys to try. And it's a great stretch. I do it all the time to this day. You could use a squat rack, you could use a door, even a wall if you have to. But you want to take your arm, right? And remember, so the pec minor attaches to the front part of the scap. So the scapular muscle, the backside rests here. So if you're internally rotated, see how that scap kind of anteriorly protracts this way? You want to get it back when you're doing this drill, right? So when you get up in here, I'll show you the backside first. Get up on here, get your scap and lock it back, okay? You can lean back a little bit too. And this having your elbow bent is going to be safer than having it straight, because now when you're straight and you do this drill, you might go back into protraction, right? So you want to stay retracted. So a good way to do it is keep the elbow bent. Find that nice level, right? Because the fibers over here run up this way. Okay, so you want to have your arm up a little higher. If you want to hit more of the sternal head, you'll be a little lower. But again, the pec minor, the fibers run down, so you want to have the arm straight. So have the arm a little bit higher, elbow bent, retract the shoulder, and since the pec minor internally rotates, to stretch it, we got to externally rotate. So you want to get here, lean up on it, turn your body away, and try to bring your hand back as you rotate the opposite side. At the same time, you're keeping that scap locked, retracted down and back. Get a good stretch, come back and repeat. Shoulder mobility. If you don't have a band, you can use a PVC pipe. I just prefer a band if you haven't, but both work just as well. So these are band pullovers. Okay, so you want to grab a band, decent resistance, nothing crazy because it's a tough one. So you want to grab it and you want it to be basically in your bench press width, right? Within the band, make sure it's even. Bench press width, and now you want to protract your arm. So right here, my scap is retracted. Protract, retract, protract. So you want to be in protraction. On here, pull the band wide and squeeze your shoulder blades down as you come up and over, keeping the arm straight. Now this is where it gets tough, right around here. Do not let the band win. Keep pushing, keep squeezing your scap in, come all the way down, get a good hold, and you will feel this stretch. It feels great. Squeeze the shoulder blades down as you come up. Keep pulling apart and come back down. Here's a back view of it. Protract, pull apart, keep the wrist straight, scap down, depression, retraction, keep squeezing. What you don't want to happen is the band to win and it snaps. So you want to stay within your range, right? Don't fight yourself and lose it back here. If you could only stay from here, guys, that's fine. Work from here. If you keep going, it will eventually loosen up. Keep squeezing your scap, keep the arm straight, don't let the band win, and come on back up. And roll through there. Okay guys, so here's the first back exercise that I'm going to demonstrate for you to improve your bench press. It's the inverted row. It's very popular around here. We love this exercise, and it's great because it's more of a horizontal pull, right? So we're talking about a horizontal pull, it's more so in this position, right? The rear delta is going to be used in this one. Obviously the lats, teres minor, rhomboids, all the muscles, the main muscles that are in the back that contribute to the bench. So here's a quick demonstration of the inverted row. So this, you can set it up whichever way that you can. The higher you are, the easier it is. The lower you are, the harder it is, because you're closer to the ground, you're more parallel to the floor, so which makes it a little more difficult. So just for argument's sake, we're going to be up in here, right, decent height. And you can grab any bar. Smith machine works for this as well. And when you're setting it up, imagine yourself as if you're benching. So your grip is going to be the same, and you want to start the same way as you would when you bench. But you're going to be here, arm straight, leg straight, pull away to come up and come down. So if you see when I come up to the bar, I'm basically at the bottom of the bench press. And now rear delts are kicking, lats are working, rhomboids, some traps, pull away and come back down. Right, so give those a shot. And again, the lower you are, the harder it is. So this next exercise is very similar to the inverted row, but if you don't have the strength yet to pull yourself up, you can use a resistance band like I have up here. I just wrapped around a pull-up bar. I have the bench set up below, and it's the same exact sequence. You set up on the bench like you're benching. So here's the setup. Take a band, again, light resistance, wrap around a pull-up bar, lay down on it. Make sure you grab it first. Lay on the bench, and you want to cross the bands, all right, because the body works in an X. So cross the bands, arms straight, just like the inverted row or just like the bench. And you want to pull wide with the elbows. Keep your ulnar and radial in line with the floor, right? Don't want it to come this way, internally rotated, or come too far back. So pull straight from the elbows, hands act like meat hooks, and lock right in here. So again, rear delts are kicking, rhomboids, lats. You got a good hold, and come on up. What you don't want to happen though when you come up here, you don't want the band to win again and protract those arms. Do not want to lose that socket. Keep the scap down the entire time for all these exercises. The scap is key for any type of chest exercise and getting stronger. These burn, guys. Pull apart, get a good hold, and control the band on up. So what would a back exercise be without a couple pull-ups? And the reason for us to do pull-ups is, once again, can't shoot a cannon out of canoe. If you're benching more than you could pull, then we got to revert back a little bit. So start with a couple pull-ups, guys. All right, so pull-ups are key, but again, in order to do a pull-up, you got to have that scap strength. So what I'm going to show you here is scap retractions. That's the first step, and then go into a pull-up. So what scap retraction is, just grab a pull-up bar, arm straight right below you, and lock your body straight, let your body hang. Now you want to do is just pull yourself up from the scap depression, and come on back down. Pull with your scap, come on back down. Now from here, after you pull your scap and you feel strong, now you can do a pull-up and come on down. Retract the scap, pull up, and come on down. So one of my other favorite exercises to do are face pulls. So what you want to do is you want to grab a band, set it up pretty high, okay? And here's what it looks on the side in reference to me. So you want to have them lined up just like that. But now on the back side, take it up, right? Start up, protract again, down with the scap, elbows wide, thumbs back, and externally rotate and get a good squeeze and come on back up. So you want to start high, wide, low, and back. Get a good squeeze and coming out. So there you have it, guys. A couple of shoulder mobility drills, a couple stretches, back exercises to help increase your bench press. Be sure to give these a shot throughout your week. They're very simple yet effective drills and exercises for you to do to progress along the bench. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk about ways to help increase your squat. Have a great week, guys. See you soon.